We are back. Ooh, Lord. Welcome back to the O and J podcast slash YouTube channel. I'm your co-host Jeremiah.
I'm your co-host Orlando.
Boy, one time in a good day, a good night. Uh, as the
Like, comment,
I was about to say,
subscribe.
I was trying to count them out. One, two, three, four, five.
It's like,
As the
like,
five
comment,
icons, as
like,
the five
comment,
icons say,
share, subscribe, turn on post notifications.
all that good stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, all that good stuff. Support the channel. You know what I mean? Tonight, the game of the night, we have the Toronto Raptors hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder get the win on the road, 116 to 107. As always, who's your player of the game?
It's
Just
your
go,
team,
go,
man.
go. I ain't gonna lie, the flow's gonna be weird. Like I feel like if that's the case, I think we probably need to make a mental note. Then you should probably like introduce it
All right, fine. I'll go first.
then.
Um, Carson Wallace got like some secret formula that he drunk before his game. Um, cause he was balling. He
And
was
the game
balling this
Sunday.
game and the game Sunday. The man was balling. I don't know what he's been doing recently. I don't know who he's been training with. I don't know what his diet's like recently, but he's balling. Today he had 27 points, 11 of 16. Efficient 11 of 16. He was very he took over at the beginning. He was kind of like their scoring punch when the games first started. Um, and then it came right back at it in the fourth quarter. They ended up getting tied up, and then Carson was like, "Okay, give me the ball," and he got them back up.
Facts.
So gotta give it to him. Even though, well, let me see if you'll give who's
Well, no,
yours
no,
before I
go ahead.
continue. No, who's yours before I continue?
I'm gonna actually agree with you this time. Uh, Cason Wallace, I mean, he had a great game. Uh, first half, what? Just so I get it right. What was it? 17? I think, yeah, 17 in the first half. Yeah, 17 in the first half. Didn't miss a single shot. Okay, so 7 of 7 from the field, 3 of 3 from three. So he was definitely feeling it in the first half, and that definitely carried over. I'm in second. I think he just showed like his just complete game. You know, he's just a complete overall player, and not to just and this is like a great thing for him as well, right? You know, uh, OKC. We didn't talk about injuries, but OKC still without JDub and Shai and Ajay
Half
Mitchell.
the team,
Um,
half the team.
the team. Caruso actually came back, and we'll talk about him a little bit too. He had a great first half as well. So but with Shea and J-Dub out, and Kason may not be able to like fully showcase his full ability, playing next to an MVP, what I mean, like Shea, who's kind of ball dominant as well, right? And J-Dub as well when they're both healthy and on the court together. So those like opportunities that he has, such as today, to have the ball in his hand, may not happen as much without, I mean, may not happen, when they're on the floor, but when they're off the floor, you'll see performances like tonight and last Sunday. Like last Sunday he had double double. Today, I mean, another efficient 20-point game, and six rebounds, 6 assists. So he shows that like he's a legit complete guard, and he can be a role player, but also if one of your best guys is down, he can also be that go-to guy, what I mean, to lead your offense as he has for the past two games. So definitely shout out to him for sure.
Another
But
guy,
well, go ahead.
another guy who needs a severe shout out. because he was drinking Curry's secret formula for 3-pointers, was
Courtesy.
Isaiah Joe going absolutely crazy. 7 of 14 field goals, 6 of 11 from 3-pointers. He ended up with 22 points. 19 of those points were in the third quarter alone by himself. You gave him the ball, and if he was near that, he saw that 3-point line, he was shooting it, and he was
I think,
making it.
I think he had like two and one threes in the third
He
quarter,
had
if I'm not
two
mistaken.
in, yeah, yeah. The
That's
third
wild.
quarter was his quarter.
It was.
It was his quarter.
I wonder what the pet talk was at halftime. Like, I
I don't
wonder.
know, man. I don't know. Maybe he saw a video when Curry was shooting like logo half court threes, and he was like, "I could do that."
Like they had to be something said to him because he came out like ultra aggressive. That third quarter, for
Yeah.
sure. But no,
And
I
then
mean, mhm.
there was also a stat that I saw that they posted up before the game. He's shooting in his last 6 games. He's shooting 55% from 3-point. That's a crazy stat to shoot 55% from three in your last 6 games.
Last 6 games. Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Not surprised.
He's
He
balling.
definitely could shoot that ball. Um, but what is concerning, even though we, OKC did get the win, like I said last game, like what's concerning is Chet, right? Like, what did I say last game? You know what I mean? Like JDub's out, Shay's out, Chet, like you should be going for 20, but 20 minimum, a minimum of 20. You know, this is a game. Like, hey, you need to go for 30. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not Cason, like what I mean, having to carry the offensive load, which I mean, so and it was like some moments during the game too that was kind of concerning as well because I think and him and Hartenstein are like such a great like duo, because I think Hartenstein really hides a lot of his, I don't know, maybe a lot of his,
Weaknesses.
yeah, weaknesses on the, I'd say maybe on the defensive end for sure, but even like the offense, and I mean, I wouldn't say offensive end, but defensive end for sure, in terms of from a physicality standpoint, you know what I mean? Like, like there were some moments like especially on the offensive end, like I feel like like one play that kind of disturbed me a little bit was he had Jamal Sheed on him in the post, you know what I mean, and he had a little time and he had probably a good 3 seconds in on an island until that Raptors sent some help over. But he had like 3 seconds to kind of make a move, but he couldn't really do much with him. Like, you know what I mean? Just from a physical standpoint. And the help was able to come over in time and it didn't really do much, but that should be like an easy bucket. You know what I mean? Like an easy I mean that what she's like what 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2"? I don't know. Chat's what, 7 feet? So that's like a 10, you're giving up 10 inches, balls. But like, you know what I mean? I think like stuff like that, I feel like shouldn't really happen. Like that shouldn't really be a problem. But it 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 was though. Let me get my charger.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
So I actually had a question for you. Um, and I'm gonna need you to come back so you can hear this question. Um, but while you do that, I do have to mention how I think you're right with the whole he is a max player. He's getting paid max money. Let me not say he's a max player. He's getting max money. He should
Not
be playing
saying
like a
so.
max player.
Let me not say he's the max player. It's crazy.
He's getting paid max money. He needs to play like a max money player. And sometimes he doesn't play like that. So taking that into consideration, I was thinking about this. Um, you have Shea who's making a max or a super max. I don't know what he's making. Um, you have JDub and Chet who just signed maxes. And I don't know if they were kicked in this season or they're kicking in next season. I think they're kicking in next season. Um,
For who? For Shane JDub?
Chet and JDub, yeah. I think they're kicking in next
Mm-hmm.
season, maybe.
I don't know. I'll find out.
Okay. So, and I also think Isaiah Hartenstein's contract is coming up. Like, I think this might be the last season.
Already?
I didn't he sign only a 3 year?
He's been hold on. Because he's
Pretty sure
been
it's
with the
been
team.
two.
Because
He's
he
been the
signed
year.
his contract. He didn't sign his contract with the Knicks, right? He signed it with OKC, right?
He signed it with y'all. He was with the Knicks, and then y'all stole him away from the Knicks in free agency.
Oh, you
Well,
gotta
let
say,
me not say
oh, you gotta
steal,
say it like that. Jeez, come on.
not steal.
Fair game. It's fair game, bro. Jeez.
Um. So taking all these
Um,
considerations,
I think next year. It's next year. So
next year.
J Dub's contract kicks in next
Okay. So seeing that's how your guys' payroll is gonna get increasingly humongous, out of
year.
this world,
Mm-hmm.
and your three option has shown some severe weaknesses in not playing up to that max money, which is Chet.
Oh, wait, I heard three options, my bad.
Your third option, Chet.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
If it came down, now here's the question, right? He's
I don't know
getting
if it's.
paid max money. You're
Mhm.
at the risk of losing Hartenstein, who I think has been very critical to your guys' identity, and he's really what's helped you guys propel to that championship.
Mhm.
If you had to make a choice, would you trade Chet in order to keep Hartenstein?
Would I trade Chet in order to keep Hartstein?
It's a tough question. It's a loaded question.
That is a very loaded question. That's a very loaded question. It's a great question as well. Um,
You guys have a lot of money that's going to be tied up. And I
mhm.
know Isaiah Hartenstein's about to get paid because I know there's going to be somebody with cap space who's going to give him a lot of money because he's been playing very well for you guys.
So good thing is this summer he does have a team option,
Oh, a team
which
up.
most likely, I mean, OKC may pick that up. Um, because yeah, usually a team wouldn't. So he's scheduled to make 28.5 next year. Um,
I
which
thought it was a
isn't,
player option, but it's good to see that it's a team one.
yeah, because it's a club. So yeah, club would be, yeah, the team option, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, would I trade Chet to sign Hartenstein long term? I don't know. That's a great question.
You could only keep one of those two. What would
It's
you keep?
tough though because like even though as much as I talk about Chet, I don't really know if there's like a immediate replacement for him. You know what I mean? I just think I just think that this team is so perfect. Like it's kind of perfect for him. You know what I mean? But but if Hartenstein's not out there, it look a little spooky. It does. Like it looks very spooky. You know what I mean? I'm curious, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've seen a couple of highlights, not too much though. I mean, just a little bit from the draft or whatever from Sobir. I don't know if he's Chet talent level, like Chet, like skill set wise. I don't know if he's that and could play next to Hartenstein. So maybe that'll be a stretch though. That'll be a lot asking for somebody who hasn't played a single NBA minute and is coming off of injury. So that'll be a lot of expectations for him coming off that injury. So I don't know. Would I trade him? I think the question, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough answer. I think the better question for me will probably be like to help me answer that would be who's easier replaceable? Like, is Hartenstein easier replaceable or is Chet easier replaceable?
Good question.
And even with that question, like that's tough. Because it's like toughness is like that's tough to come by. Like Hartenstein, he's got like a certain type of like like alpha, like enforcer type, even though he's kind of skinny, but like he's still got that like, you know what I mean? Like Chet doesn't really have that. You know what I mean? Like he has it, but physically it's just not there. You know what I mean? Because he's just so skinny. But I don't know. That's tough. I don't. It shouldn't. I feel like it shouldn't be that tough, but I don't know. That's a tough question.
It is a tough question. I agree. That's why I wanted to ask it. We asked
Yeah.
the rough questions around here, you know?
No, like that's actually that's genuinely a tough question. I don't know. What are you thinking?
My thinking is Chet is not playing to his max contract. I don't
Even
think
when even when the two stars are well, arguably, even when the top three scorers are out, because AJ Mitchell, he's a bucket as well. So like even when your top three scorers are out, you're still not like this is probably two game. I mean, it's probably two games where like he hasn't really been the like take over like you know what I mean type of guy
he doesn't
like
have that killer mentality.
yeah yeah. And it's interesting too because like I seen a comment. I mean, just like going through social media and stuff like I seen a comment. It was just like somebody had mentioned like he's just been a part he's just been a part of a lot of good teams, like a lot of great winning teams. And I mean, that's fair, but I wouldn't go that far because I mean he does contribute to winning. You know what I mean? Like it's not I wouldn't like want to discredit him that much. Like he does like contribute to winning, but just I don't know when you need him. And maybe that's just not. Maybe he knows his role and just plays that. But like I don't know. Maybe just and I don't know. Is that a lot to expect him to? I mean, is it a lot to expect him like expect 20 points from him when the top three scorers are on the bench? Like, is
He's
that
making $30 million. Probably more. I just say 30, but
ah way more than 30.
way more than 30.
So next season he's supposed to make 41, and then
41,
he's gonna max out at 54 on the last year.
54 for 7 points. I don't know if I want to be paying 54 for 7 points. I don't know about that
Yeah.
one.
And I mean, I guess he's still young, you know. He'll be, I guess, once that contract starts, he'll be 24. So, I guess it's more, I guess it's a growth game as well, seeing how he can improve. But it's looking, it just looks interesting, you know. Like I just wonder, like what's that gonna look like? Like even like hopefully Hartenstein. I mean, I'm sure Hartenstein will get some suitors after next year. You know what I mean? Because I mean, he's definitely played his way into that type of attention, right? Like if he does end up going somewhere else, like Chet being the only center, like that's a little questionable, you know?
I have I have another question.
Oh man.
And this is just a generic one. I don't this isn't focused on OKC or the game at hand, but I think it came up in my mind talking about
Hmm.
Chet's contract and stuff.
Hmm.
I think in the NBA right now there's a lot of good but not great players who are making max money. That could use Chet as an example. He's a very good player, but I don't think he's a great player that should be getting that max contract. Because I don't
Is
think his
Evan
product.
Mobley in that conversation too?
That. There's to where I was coming. That's the other one
I
that we
figured.
just
I
talked about.
figured.
So with this new like
Hmm.
second apron,
Yes.
scaring teams away from like spending so much money, do you think the NBA is going to like try to push away from giving those max deals to these good, not great players? Or is it just going to keep that cycle going to keep going where these players that are good but not great are still going to get max contracts because of potential that they can meet later on?
Mm. What was the first part of your question? You said the good. Explain the first part of the question again. I got an idea what you said, but I just want to make sure.
So will with the new apron, are
Mhm.
we going to have a shift where these players that are good players but they're not great players, are they still going to continue getting max contracts going on into the
Mhm.
future, or are we going to shift over to maybe giving them the appropriate amount of money that they should deserve, not a max?
Mm. It's a good question. I don't know. It seems like I don't know. It seems like the money has to get spent, right? Because I mean, with the way these deals go and everything like that, um, I mean, it seems like it does seem like these dollars have to get spent, but I think I mean with the salary cap seems to be going up and up, you know what I mean, and contracts getting higher and higher.
But now there's the apron. That's the thing.
But
Many
what?
teams, many teams don't want to be in that second apron, which is above. Not many teams want to be above the max, the cap. The cap's like what 190 right now.
Hmm.
Um, so if you have three players making $50 million a year, that leaves you with like 40 million to fill out the other like 12 players on your roster.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it's the salary cap for this season is 154.
150. Well, that's way less than I thought.
But the second
What's the
apron,
tax?
second.
The
Oh, I got you. So the tax is 187. Uh,
187. That's what I was thinking.
first apron 195, and then second apron 207.
207. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have three players making a max deal, which goes up to 50 each one, that's already $150 million in three players.
Yeah. You gotta allocate 50 mil to
To the
what
other
NBA
12,
rosters 15, 16,
13. Wait,
13,
12? 12. It's 15
12.
players, I think.
Yeah, it's
15
15,
players
man.
total. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
12 players, $50 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, technically not really 50 million. I mean, if we're talking salary cap, well, no, well, yeah, you're going over the salary cap with those 50 million. You know what I mean? That's a good question. I don't know. That's a very good question. And I mean, the thing that's bound to happen though, because I don't know, because you can't just give all the money to your best player. I mean, that'll just look weird. That'll look awkward. Um, but I guess, but then again, like to be fair, I guess with Chet, in order to get that extension, and I believe he did meet whatever, performance indicators he had to meet to even qualify for that extension. I'm curious to see what the I gotta look. I'm curious to see like what those indicators were exactly because he did. I mean, I guess you have to meet those indicators to even be eligible for it. So he did what he have to do in that aspect. But even like you said though, like is Chet an elite? Like if I'm giving somebody 50 mil a year, like I'm expecting,
At
especially a
least
big,
20 points.
I'm a consistent double double. I'm expecting like 20 and 10, like every night. Like that should be an average, a minimum average. You know
He
what I
gave you
mean?
seven.
And I don't even remember. I don't even remember what he gave us. Goddamn, what he had the other night. That wasn't even. I don't even know what that was. Yeah, I mean, and then the other night, seven. I mean, he had 17. but 5 of 14 from the field. So I mean, it's interesting. Um, I don't know though. I mean, I feel like the players are probably just gonna still get those deals. I don't see them not getting smaller amount of deals. I just don't see it happening. Um, yeah, I just don't see it happen because where else is the money gonna go? I mean, you
to the
could
rest of the team.
to the role players. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Now how does that look though? Now, are you saying that the top of the top gets the big money? So you saying like top of the top, the top guy gets big money, or are you saying that? Are you saying
There's your the clear top guy on your team.
Donovan Mitchell? Donovan Mitchell. Let's just use the Cavs. So Donovan Mitchell.
I was gonna use SGA, but sure, Donovan
Oh, okay,
Mitchell.
okay, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we stay OKC. Yeah.
Okay, see, Shane, your top guy, right? He's getting the max. Then you have your number two option,
Hmm.
which in your case would be JDub. In his case, he won't get a max, but he'll get as close as possible to the max. And then from there, it'll start trending downwards and downwards as the players are. That's how I
Right.
view it. There's
So like
always
you
a clear number one option on every team. There's always your
for
clear
sure.
star. So I
Agree.
think that's the max play right there.
I agree with that. I agree with that. 100%. Yeah, that's actually a great point. Yeah, there is always one clear star. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. So, like in your eyes, Chet shouldn't be getting this because I think he signed the same contract as JDub. So, Chet shouldn't sign. I agree. I agree with you too. I don't think I don't know if they're the same they're the same
They're not in
level
the
of
same
impact.
tier.
Yeah,
There's different tiers, and they're not in the same one.
no, I agree.
I can see. I think a lot of teams sign a player to a max based on potential. Like we
Hmm.
had you for 4 years. You've improved in those 4 years. We're gonna give you a max because we think you're gonna continue improving. But
Hmm.
sometimes they plateau.
Right.
You can base it
I
on
don't
raw
know.
potential.
We'll see. Okay, we'll see how what that looks like. See if he does end up continue to progress over the years. Still only 23 years old, so we'll see what that looks like. But that is a great point though in terms of teams, because even with the Raptors, like you have, I mean, I don't know, like you have, I guess you have Ingram. Like, how would you describe the Raptors tiers? So what would it be Ingram, Scotty, and then RJ? But is there a big gap between Scotty and RJ? Like, well, yeah, I guess you could argue there is. Yeah, you could.
I still don't think the Raptors have like a clear max player, honestly.
Mm,
Like clear? Like I don't think they have like an SGA.
I
Donovan
mean,
Mitchell.
I think they do.
Who?
I think Ingram,
Ingram?
because I think
Yeah,
Ingram
he was getting
just
locked down today. Luke Dort was locking him down.
that's Lou Dort. Every team don't have a Lou Dort. Every team's not gonna have a Lou Dort. Like that's not gonna happen. I mean, I think just from a like an offensive standpoint, I think Ingram's like that guy. Because I feel like when you say like superstar, like I think that has to be somebody that puts the ball in the basket at an elite clip. You know what I mean? I think that plays a big part. You know what I mean? Scotty is great just because of his two-way ability, but I think his two-way ability leans more so on the defensive end than it does on the offensive end. If that makes sense. Like I think he's more of a two-way, but really on the more defensive end. Not to say he has no offensive skill set, but I don't like you're not running. Like even like for Jalen Duren, like it was like moments in the last game where he was just shooting jump shots. You know what I mean? Just because, but there could have been like there was better offensive options, like but like you're not running plays for Jalen Duren to come off a screen and shoot a mid range like jumper. Like that's not happening. So like I think like with Scotty, I mean, he has offensive ability, but I think Ingram is like your clear guy. And then RJ is pretty much to be like the third option. But then arguably you could say RJ is the second option just because of Scotty Barnes. Like you don't really know like what you may get from the offensive end from him like every night, you know? So I don't know. That's tough. But I think Ingram is the clear guy. I like what you said though. That's a good I like you said, like every team has their clear guy. I think that is pretty much true. Cause like you could go through every team and they pretty much have their guy. Like Sixers have Maxey, Celtics have Tatum, but then Brown is like right. Oh, yeah, but then Brown's like right there though. Like so, I don't know. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Do
Those
you
are
think
those outcasts. Like the Celtics, I think, are those outcasts.
you said Celtics are outcasts?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean they're
Well,
close.
Brown can lead a team, that's obviously, but
Now, your thoughts though. Since brought up a great question though, like, do you think players do you think player? I mean, how do you feel about the whole potential paying based off potential, and then the players not living up to that potential? Like, is that I mean, of course, it's dangerous because you're kind of gambling. You're gambling to see if they're gonna like improve or not. But do you think like that should kind of be incorporated more in terms of maybe not giving a player the max that may not that like you're kind of expecting them to make this ginormous jump, you know what I mean? And it may not happen. Like, should they kind of lower that tier a little bit? You know what I mean?
yeah, I think potential's a little thing weird.
Mm,
Most of it comes off like you're coming off your rookie year, we're gonna give you a max if we think you have potential, and I think it should be more of you're getting the max because you've proven that you
I
can.
like that.
Um, I think potential shouldn't lead to a max. Potential should lead. You want to give them close to a max, sure, but a max should be somebody that's proven. You've proven to me that you can take over a game. I'm gonna give you this money.
I agree. I agree. Like, I mean, JDub isn't a problem just because I mean he dropped 40 points in a finals game. Well, yeah, I think it was 40 in a finals game with a broken hand.
See?
Like, you know what I
Prove it.
mean? Like
Prove it.
that's proven. So, no, I agree. That's a great take. But yeah, I'm curious to see what that looks like because you do have like guys like Chet, Evan Mobley, who I mean they're not bad players, but in terms of and that's also that could like be a problem with the players as well because you like as a team you give them these big dollars, the expectations like are gonna be like with more money comes more problems, right? Like more problems, more expectations. Like you're expected to kind of be that guy, you know what I mean? Especially making 40, 50 mil a year. You know what I mean? So uh that's also like what I mean you give players kind of like you said what they've done, like what they've shown. You know what I mean? You give them what they've shown, then that could kind of lower the expectations as well. But I don't know. I guess it's gonna be people gonna talk regardless. So I mean, but now that I'm curious to see like what that looks like in the future though, especially like with certain if teams continue to go off the potential or if they go off of just what you've shown me, you know.
Yeah. I think it's a good discussion. A
No,
good discussion.
great
I
discussion.
think I think this was a good discussion to have.
Great discussion. Great discussion. But shout out to OKC getting another win. Without their two-star players and their top three scorers, and Toronto put up a good fight as well. On their home court. It's been another episode of the ONJ podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Support the channel. We'll catch you in the next video. Yep.